Do you remember going to those really old libraries? Not the fancy ones now, as I'm eating my hair. You know, they're the fancy ones with the computers and the white walls and all of the lights, and it's just so bright. But I'm talking about they were the lights were dimmer, and it was like easier on the eyes, and the walls were dark, and the bookshelves just went up for days. It felt like, because obviously you were itty bitty. And the librarians looked so old, but obviously they weren't, but you were a child and you just didn't understand. So I went in my very first time at a library, and it was just, I felt so tiny in all those rows of books, and it was just, you would look up and it's just like books for days, it'd take you forever. And my weird little brain, I thought when I got my very first library card that taking out a book meant taking it off the bookshelf. So I would take the book off of the bookshelf and I was like, I want to read this, I'm so excited. And instead of going and sitting down and reading, my brain decided, no, you have to take the book out first. So I went and I took the book out, and then I went over and I sat down and I read it, and it was so wonderful. And then instead of putting it back on the shelf, I put it back in, making so much more work for these poor librarians, because I didn't do this once. I didn't do this twice. I think I did it about 5 or 6 times. And then finally the librarian was just like, oh, sweetie, you don't need to take it out if you're just going to read it here. I was so embarrassed. So embarrassed. But, oh, I miss those libraries. How about you? Did you have a funny, weird kid moment, a weird kid story that you're just like, wow?